catastrophic terror plot. 4 men arrested. They're accused of planning to bomb synagogues in New York City and shoot down U.S. military planes. Here's the New York Police Commissioner, Ray Kelly, describing the men as homegrown terror suspects.
We say there are 3 levels. There's Al-Qaeda Central, there are the Al-Qaeda affiliates or surrogates, and then there is the homegrown threat that is in many ways the most difficult to address.
Well, Catherine Herridge has more on the sting operation at the heart of this plot. Catherine, how did all this unfold?
Well, it was clear, speaking from my contacts as well as the court documents, that this FBI sting operation really is a central element of the complaint against these men. It began over a year ago, and it was through the informant, or what they describe as the confidential witness, that the suspects bought what they believed to be a Stinger missile. They bought what they believed to be the IEDs and other explosives, and it was to the informant that the principal suspect explained his motivation, that the group was very angry about the war in Afghanistan and was seeking some type of revenge, Martha.
So, it remains to be seen how willing and capable they were to carry this out, though, right?
Well, a number of people have tried to downplay the significance of this plot, but the law enforcement contacts I've spoken to this morning say it was indeed a very significant plot, if only for the fact that these men went to the synagogue with the intent of planting what they thought were bombs. What they did not know is that the explosives they had bought from the informant were not the real deal. So they showed the clear intent, also buying the missile. And I found it interesting that my contacts were not making a comparison to the Fort Dix 6. This is a group of homegrown terrorists that were convicted recently in a plot to attack the Army base in southern New Jersey. I was told when you look at Fort Dix, that particular group, they were really talking about the plot. They hadn't got to a point where they were going to execute the plot. But this group, by contrast, thought they were, in fact, executing a plot that would cause serious damage to a very significant Jewish target in the New York City area.
Yeah, and made an effort, it seems, to carry that out. So what about what this ends up in court? How do these sting operations stand up in court and with terror cases?
Well, generally they do pretty well, but the defense argument is always that there was entrapment, that the informant or the confidential witness was really a facilitator, not someone who was there simply as an observer. Another interesting element of the story, you made a lot of play yesterday about the FBI director's comments on Capitol Hill. Well, we have to now really see these comments in the context of this arrest. He knew the arrest was coming. He talked about the risk of radicalization in the prisons. And the initial reports about these men is that at least 3 of them were radicalized in prisons inside the United States.
Yeah, that's clearly a problem. Catherine Herridge, thank you very much from Washington.
You're welcome.
Trace?